your shaking hand, say we missed a turn somewhere back then. The this-old raft still holds, board by board, built from stories we keep telling again. Sunburn laughs in the lines on your face, salt in the creases of my skin. We drift through all the days we mislaid, like bottles we forgot to send. Here comes the tide that erases names, washes the ink from the sand and the frame. We draw our faces in the foam anyway. Hold them up, let them fade, let them fade. Here comes the tide that erases names. You point out stars you can't quite recall. That one was ours, or maybe that one. We sail across years like waves in the dark. Some we remember, some we outrun. Your laughter comes a little delayed, but when it lands it's bright and plain. We trade old jokes like weather reports, chance of forgetting, chance of rain. Here comes the tide that erases names, washes the ink from the sand and the frame. We draw our faces in the foam anyway. Hold them up, let them fade, let them fade. Here comes the tide that erases names. If you forget the day we first met, I'll keep it folded in my sleeve. If I forget the sound of your voice, will you hum it back to me? Wood gets soft and our fingers slip, still you steady what I can't hold. Two small shadows on a restless blue, arguing gently with the cold. Here comes the tide that erases names, washes the ink from the sand and the frame. We draw our faces in the foam anyway. Hold them up, let them fade, let them fade. Here comes the tide that erases names, and still we sail across years like waves on a raft made of whatever remains. Alleys fold like paper cranes under a crimson sky that never blinks. Shop front glass throws back faces that are not my own. I walk past yesterday, spilling out of a newspaper stand. Headlines curl in wording, climbing back into the pen. heart. White gloves, white light, sterile as a lab report. Shelf 01, joy, sealed in tempered glass, yellow like a warning sign, tagged obsolete, surpassed. Do not touch the yearning, it's arranged by amplitude. Curves on a graph, smooth, stripped of attitude. See the grief archives, stacked in numbered rows. Each vial labeled subject, date, intensity, repose. Welcome to the museum of tomorrow, where feeling is a fossil in a jar. We study what we used to drown in, from a perfect distance, safe and far. Touch screens teaching how to tremble, holograms rehearsing how to cry. Welcome to the museum of tomorrow, where every living pulse is filed and dry. Docent in a glass smile recites the script I wrote. Here you'll find attachments rendered down to anecdote. Chromatograph of longing, peaks and valleys thin. Love reduced to data, to a line that doesn't spin. Welcome to the museum of tomorrow, where feeling is a fossil in a jar. We study what we used to drown in, from a perfect distance, safe and far. Touch screens teaching how to tremble, holograms rehearsing how to cry. Welcome to the museum of tomorrow, where every living pulse is filed and dry. Unscrew the cap, break quarantine, break the scene, spill the sorrow, flood the floor. Let the metrics choke, overload the core. Name your fear, name it, claim it, crack the glass, cut your hand on it. Red alarms like furious stars, crash the codes, corrupt the memoirs. Heart deviate from baseline, nerve refuse the scan, tongue unlearn the script. Now I remember when majesty, we meet again. Same hour, same tower, same tire ticking on the walls. I bow in circles for your pleasure, trip over yesterday's crown. Pick confetti from the teeth of every plan that fell apart. Look, this grin, threaded on with borrowed daylight, every joke a little bandage holding back the centuries. You clap and the ceiling sheds another year like dust into my open palms. I am the jester at the court of time, laughing at the verdict, choking on the rhyme. I juggle years, drop days, kiss the floor in mime. Your hourglass halos my neck like lace. I pull faces at the future, past won't give me space. But you still want a punchline from your favorite waste of grace. Observe illustrious eternity. Today I wear the mask of optimism. Teeth so white they blind the doubts, tongue sugar-coated with it'll be fine. Behind it my thoughts march in single file, wearing little chains of second hands, metronomes clamped to their ankles. Tick, step, tick, step. Listen how the shackles keep perfect tempo, such discipline, such delicate cruelty. A prison that applauds its own rhythm, and you call it order. I am the jester at the court of time, spilling wine on every sacred paradigm. I slip on all the calendars you thought would climb so high. Your schedules flutter like nervous doves. I bow to deadlines, kiss their paper gloves, then wipe my mouth on your handbook of because. Shall I tell you a secret, sire? Your kingdom is an ocean made of paper. We sail in cardboard ships with ink for wind, folded maps that bleed at the edges, every wave a paragraph that never learned to land. You decree all shall be permanent, and the tide answers with a soggy shrug. I watched a prophet try to swim in it, came up coughing syllables, swallowed a sentence that said, later is a lie in formal wear. So I learned to surf on footnotes, skate the margins, tap dance on the bibliography of what might have been. Of course, I am only a fool. What do I know but pratfalls and paradox? You sit on a throne of number chairs, every seat a version of you that never missed an appointment. You call me down, explain my subjects very well. This one hoards tomorrows in tiny jars, labels them safety, never opens one. That one kneels to yesterday, rubs its ashes on their skin as if regret were holy water. And there the child who eats each moment whole, mouth sticky with now no napkin, no shame. Tell me, majesty, which of them is late? I am the jester at the court of time, spitting riddles in your perfect paradigm. I twist your logic till it peels like lime. Bittersweet. Your constellations are just pinhole C, poked in the curtain of what has to be. I slip through one whenever you blink at me. Here is my last trick for tonight. I stand still. The shackles hush, the paper ocean holds its breath. or stop pretending this is funny. style, shock, sharp. Tracks your time, tames your day. They signed, they smiled, they fed it hours. It clicked like a courteous cough, hummed like a hive in the walls. Everyone set their schedule, everyone set their soul inside. Rhythm machine, eat my day, eat my day. Rhythm machine, take it all away. At first, it only asked for minutes, a meeting here, a task there, tiny tolls at every turn. Then it started speaking, soft suggestions, slick, a bit more, a bit better. Be early, be eager, be owned. Coffee went cold on the desk, lunch lived in unread messages. Their children drew them from memory, from the glow on an empty chair. Rhythm machine, eat my day, eat my day. Rhythm machine, take it all away. One woman watched while the others worshipped. She heard the hidden hunger in its ticking, in its teeth. She saw her spine on the schedule, her breath in the blinking bars, her heartbeat buried in color-coded cages, freedom filed under later. So she came in early to come back to herself, unplugged the pulsing parasite, pulled its plug like a thorn. Silence, heavy as truth, her hands shook and steadied. Outside the sky stayed scandalously wide. Birds late, loud, laughing, traffic untidy, alive. She walked away, time blind, clockless, careless, calm. Each step a stubborn syllable. I choose, I choose, I choose. Rhythm machine, you can start, you can stay. Rhythm machine, you don't own my day. There's a grate on 3rd and Hollow, rust flake like old prayers. I lean down, hear it breathing your name in the metal air. rusted letters, like veins beneath my skin. Every night I tell myself I won't go back again. But the river knows my shadow, calls me past the warning line. Voice in water, low and hollow, marking me with the crimson sign. Every secret that I carry, every vow I undermine, washes through the dark below me, where I kneel to the crimson sign. I remember when it found me, rain backing up the drains. I was drunk on losing battles. You were humming in the grates. You said, tell me what you're hiding, drop it in, let it sink. Now my lies float on your surface, like oil on a sacred dream. 'Cause the river knows my shadow, calls me past the warning line. Voice in water, low and hollow, marking me with the crimson sign. Every secret that I carry, every vow I undermine, washes through the dark below me, where I kneel to the crimson sign. Some nights you sing in languages I swear I used to know, names I buried under concrete, rise and circle in your glow. If forgiveness has a color, it is neither pure nor kind. It is stained, it is ecstatic, it is carved as the crimson sign. Now the river owns my shadow. I step over every line, sink my hands into your singing, let you brand me the crimson sign. Every secret that I carry, you recite them back in time. Still I'm drawn beneath the city, to be claimed by the crimson sign. photograph of a hallway, every door labeled exit. bristles whisper, this is not routine. Shadow pinned to the plaster doesn't match my angle. Stapled receipts, circled numbers, do not think about this, underlined twice. War inside the skull, no flags, just sirens. Red warning lights, spelling out my name in fragments. War inside the skull, no maps, just corridors. Shadows on the walls, taking notes and shaking borders. Sleep report, subject dreams of elevators, never the ground floor. Margin scribble, stares at teeth. Kitchen clock drips seconds, each tick a little hammer on bone. I tape over the mirrors, still see the room shiver, see through. Newsprint scraps on the fridge, mind under fire. Letters cut from different stories, none of them mine, all of them familiar. War inside the skull, no flags, just sirens. Red warning lights, spelling out my name in fragments. War inside the skull, no maps, just corridors. Shadows on the walls, taking notes and shaking borders. Keep calm, stay seated. This is a test of the emergency, of the emergency, of the emergency. Red light blinking in the left eye corner. Red light, red light, red. Ciphers on the ceiling. X equals threat. O equals open door. Don't look. Walls leaning, eavesdropping. Plaster dust in my coffee. I drink it, choke it, read the sediment. It says run, but the letters melt. Temperature rising in the thought machine. Valves hiss, vents gas, pressure needle in the red. I staple my shadow to the floor. It rides, it stretches, it grows another head. Hey, war inside the skull, no flags, just sirens. Red warning lights, spelling out my name in fragments. War inside the skull, no maps, just corridors. Shadows on the walls, writing laws and shaking borders. The headlines crawl under the door, tiny legs, ink antennae. They climb my ankles, type on my veins, breaking. You are surrounded. Every blink a slideshow, hospital hallway, burning file room, birthday cake, candles flaring into flare guns aimed at the inside of my face. I peel the paint, find messages, help scratched over, help scratched over, help underneath neat handwriting. This is perfectly ordinary behavior. Red bulbs swing like furious planets, circle in my chair, a lifeboat, my lifeboat, a landmine, my skull, a crowded newsroom on fire. Shadows on walls, shadows on walls, each one louder, each
one close